Awesome. All right. Well, welcome to IRA's interview day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So we're going to be asking you a series of questions here, and then the final question, the final 5 minutes of the interview process will be a tech-based question. I have a laptop right here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Please don't mind us. We'll be writing notes, typing notes.
All right.
And yeah. So other than that, I think that's all. I'll go ahead and ask you the first question.
Okay. Great.
So could you tell me what you were doing before Europe, how you heard about the program, and why you decided to join?
Mm-hmm. All right. Thank you for the question.
Mm-hmm.
And the journey to launch a Europe was pretty long, because when I moved to San Francisco 1 year ago, after graduation of my community college in Wyoming, so I was like always looking for the opportunities, and I really wanted to launch my career in technology. So there was a chance for me. I went to San Jose. There was a Work for the Future program that helped people to get a job, and I had a work authorization. And I lived in San Francisco, but I went all the way to San Jose to find this opportunity. I explored that, and on the way back, I explored that this opportunity didn't work for me because they concentrated on the adults. And on the way back, I saw the advertisement of Europe, and I looked up, and I didn't pay attention. Like, oh wow, free education, free stipend, and also which is like sounds really incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear about that, especially in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't look up. I just put the advertisement on myself. But I also asked my people. There's a group in Facebook
Mm-hmm.
where you get referrals, and you get to network with people.
Yeah.
So, and I also saw that advertisement, and then I looked at my advertisement, which I put in the end, and maybe I should really look. So that was like a story, and I already mentioned it to Michelle and Veronica regarding that. So yeah, this is how I heard about Europe, and I applied, and it went well. I'm happy to be here.
Okay, great. Thank you for yours.
Mm-hmm.
And my question is, why do you want to work in tech?
Why do I want to make? Great question. And so yeah, as I said, I really wanted to launch my career in technology, and the reason why I really wanted to do that, because since I was in Turkmenistan, it's my homeland where my parents are from. I always wanted to have an education, the bachelor in science. No matter what science I will get, no matter what science, I should get that science, and no matter where I will work in the future. And like you also say, the Iron Man, there's what's his name? Robert, in Iron Man.
Oh.
I forget.
He's actor, but basically what I want to say,
Robert Downey Jr.
he has a degree in mechanical engineering in IT, in the University of, the famous in Massachusetts. MIT, yeah. So, but he's an actor, but he has science, and that's why in all his roles, he's being like robots, or like he always talks about science. Yeah, but he has that knowledge, and it makes him look so smart. So that was the one reason, and this is how I really want to go to science. In the beginning, I was thinking about petroleum. I want to go to Texas, but then when I came to San Francisco, I just got to know the technology, Silicon Valley. I met the people. I drove for Uber, and I met great people, and especially Google. So it was like, was like my dream. So to be.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be a three-part question, just so you know. I'm going to ask you one question and two follow-up questions. So what was your biggest challenge or growth area during learning and development?
You mean Europe, right?
Yeah.
Europe. The biggest challenge I had. Oh, I think after the module 1, we did receive the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, I really pay big attention to the feedback.
Yeah.
And the feedback I received from Lauren, my business communication instructor, and from my colleagues, that I'm really doing well in my classes, and I'm getting A's, and I'm trying to help other peers, but at the same time they looked at me that I don't help enough, I can help more, so that was like a challenge for me. I thought I'm trying my best to help, but at the same time I feel like I'm not helping a lot. So it was a big challenge to transit that. I didn't understand how to help, and like I didn't know my ability,
Yeah.
and I still trying to help, but at the same time also more concerned about my deliverables. You know, I don't know
Right.
how to help, like in.
So once
So
you
that was
identified
challenge.
that, at least in the context of here at Europe, what have you been doing to address that?
To address that,
Yeah.
so after the classes, I usually stay, and people who like struggling, I usually try to come to them and I ask them if they need help in coding, for example, in HTML, which I'm
Wow.
doing good. I'm showing my examples, my own website, and they say, "Oh wow, this is a good website. Can you show me the code? Can you help me with this? Can you do me this?" So I'm trying to help, explain, and this is how I help. This is one of the address. The second, we have GroupMe. GroupMe is a application on the
Right.
phone. So I usually try to, for example, if someone forgot the email of Ellen, our instructor, manager,
Yeah.
so I will send that email to them, or I will try to help them. This is the same they do to me. So
Great.
I like to inspire people, and I usually inspire people from my own accomplishments. And I use social media a lot to inspire people whom I have met, and yeah, it's going well. That's how I try to address. That's how I try to
Great.
help.
Great.
Yeah.
So then, moving forward, looking at the internship itself, how do you plan to use the lessons you've learned here at Europe to do a more effective job during the internship phase?
Internship. I think like all my life and all the college experience and the Europe experience especially and all this, I had no idea about hardware. This is like the first time I got it introduced to hardware, like all the languages like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. So I think with the help of what I learned this all subjects, the way how to communicate, like for example, there was a yesterday practice in the Bank of America. We had a conversation with executives of Bank of America. So even that helped a lot, like meeting, networking. So it helped me a lot, and I think I have grown professionally and technically, and my dreams are coming true. So in the future, I plan still to be like help also other people and keep inspiring. Not only people in Europe, but also people in my country. And do you know they do scholarship awards. Like
Oh, cool.
I'm like thinking about it, how they do this, why they do this. Like after like I received scholarship in my community college.
Yeah.
It was under someone's name, and I did research about that person. He unfortunately died of the cancer, and he was an engineer instructor. So I don't know, but I want to create something like a scholarship,
Gotcha.
something
Awesome.
like that
Nice one to give
Yeah.
back.
in the future.
Cool. Really cool.
Thank you.
Thank
so
you.
you've had a chance to review the different job descriptions, right, or internship positions. Of all those different job descriptions, which one stood out to you the most, and what would make you a strong candidate for that position?
For like currently, I'm in cybersecurity track, and what makes me strong in that particular area, I think I'm really organized, and my not getting any infractions is a proof for that, and I'm really good at communicating with people. My customer service, which like I used to work as a resident assistant in my college. I was a driver. I was a waiter. I did a lot of customer service work, and I think I'm really good with communicating. And in cyber, you basically, I think, in my opinion, according to my research, in cyber you don't have to be like good at everything. I mean, like you don't have to be like the best at one thing. You have to be good at everything, and then combine all this together. And I think I have that. I'm good at everything, but I'm not the best at everything. I'm good at everything.
Cool.
That's in my opinion, and I hope it will help me to do well in my career. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Next question. A scenario that I have for you is, assume that you work at a tech company and your manager asks you to complete a high-profile project, and you have no idea where to start, and you were not trained to do the project or the materials that needs to be used. What do you do?
The last part, I'm not.
So I'll just read the whole question again. Assume you worked at a tech company, your manager asks that you complete a high-profile task, you have no idea where to start, and you are not trained on the project or material that needs to be used. What do you do?
Okay. Good. Great question. Of course, first of all, I will try to do research on my own, and that's what your app also helps me to do. Like Google how to research, and then I will try to also ask people who have already done this type of project in the past or similar. I will try to talk with people in a company, maybe they're familiar with that. And my final person will be the manager himself or herself to talk with and ask maybe any advice. And so, but I will try to find, I think I'm good at bringing people together, and I will rely on my teammates, and I hopefully also will be able to connect with my Europe colleagues. They will help me out. Maybe they will face the same type of project. So yes, and I'm trying to build my connection in cybersecurity right now, and they're new peers to me. So it's future connections. Thank you. If I hope it answers.
Yeah,
the
it
question.
did. Thank you.
Can you tell me about a time when you weren't getting what you needed from a manager, or in this case, from a teacher, in order to complete a project successfully, and how did you address that?
Talking about specifically about Europe. Thank you for the question, by the way.
It could be for Europe. It could be for a previous professional position too.
I think, like most of the time, I would say I didn't have any infraction, and I had a chance to complete all of my deliverables, and I had big support from the instructors, but I didn't have that. So but in case I had that, I will probably again use my network colleagues, and maybe they're familiar, and usually I ask them, because my English is not first language, and sometimes I get to skip the question, I don't hear it, and I don't want to raise my hand in the class because I don't want to stop the class from keep going, you know. That's why I usually rely on my teammates, and I usually like ask them what's going on, did I skip something, didn't I understand something, and this is how I address that, and I will try to always use Google most of the time and do research on my own. Thank you.
Thanks.
So, what time are we at? Okay. Okay. So I think we can move on to the tech-based question. Okay. So for this next question, I'm just gonna stop it here.